the 2017 Ferrari 488 GTB. Now, this is faster and more powerful than its predecessor, the Ferrari 458 Italia, which is one of our favorite Ferraris of all time.
This is a pretty stunning follow-up, though, isn't it?
Yeah, in fact, it's, at first glance, I mean, it almost looks like a 488, and the reason being is because it's much more evolutionary than revolutionary than the 488.
They didn't want to mess with the design too much.
No, because look, the 488 Italia is stunningly gorgeous, and this is the 488 here is essentially the same wheelbase.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, but first we want to thank Ferrari San Francisco for letting Carlos come on down and film this today.
Yeah, nice guys there.
Yeah, we did a Ferrari California T. Check that review out as well.
Yeah, they got a nice set of cars here. You can see. Beautiful showroom as well.
A lot of beautiful wood. Okay, back to what matters here, the Ferrari 488. God, I just love those key fobs. They're so cool. So anyway, what's cool here is that the 488, it has the same wheelbase as the 458, essentially.
Right. Okay,
and
same size car.
Right. The middle of the car, the aluminum space frame is the same. It's the front and rear ends that they changed because, of course, this car is turbocharged.
Okay, something interesting here. See that yellow tachometer?
Yeah.
That's not standard.
Oh, man.
He paid extra for that.
They always have to pay extra, yeah.
And he's blacked it out, black on black.
What? Can't go wrong with black.
But they call it Nero.
Nero?
Yep. That's
Such
the Italian word
name
for black, so it's Nero on Nero with yellow. Is that yellow stitching?
Yeah, I love that yellow stitching.
To match the tachometer and the, I'm guessing, brake calipers are probably yellow.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the start-stop engine button there. But let's hear this engine here and see how turbocharging sounds according to Ferrari. That was the new twin turbocharged 3.9 liter V8, total of 661 horsepower and 561 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to the familiar 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. It's literally the same transmission from the 458. It was just so good, it was just carried over.
F1 gearbox.
F1 gearbox, exactly. Now,
performance? Go on, how fast is this thing? People want to know that. So
of
Ferrari,
course.
Come on.
All right, 0 to 60 miles per hour, 3 seconds flat. 0 to 100 miles per hour, 6.3 seconds.
That's outrageous.
I know, it's insane. And a top speed of 205 miles per hour, but I wouldn't be surprised if it could go faster.
Yeah, it probably could.
Yeah,
they stop testing after a while. Once it gets to a number like that, they're like, yeah, that'll do. Just put that down.
I know.
We could go faster,
that's
but
always the case.
let's not push it too hard.
Yeah. But what's different about this is that it's, it's turbocharged now, twin turbo. The naturally aspirated V8 is gone. It's dead from Ferrari. It's not coming back. In fact, they're going to start moving to twin turbo V6s.
Yeah, like in the Maserati, right?
Precisely. And it's all about fuel economy.
Yeah.
But Ferrari has proven that...
In the Rumadino, whatever.
Oh, yeah, they always say that's going to come in. Or everyone thinks it's going to come in. It never happens. But...
Nice rear diffuser, isn't it?
That is a rear diffuser. And that's actually an optional sport exhaust.
Yep.
There's so many extra things on this car that don't come standard that buyers, they're going to want.
Yeah, I like that back end.
Exactly. And Ferrari has no problem selling these things. In fact, there is actually a wait list to get a new 488 GTB.
How long have I got to wait?
It can easily be a year.
Now, I've heard if you go in there and you want a 488 right now, they'll say,
no problem.
You can't have one right now. You can come back in a year, 18 months. But if you're willing to buy a California for your wife or your girlfriend or your mistress or yourself, then we can get you higher up
on the wait list.
On the wait list, so maybe you can get it in 4 months.
That 18 months can become 6 months.
So if you're willing to spend the price of a California, which is what?
California T. Oh, that'll easily cost you over $200,000.
So if you're willing to spend $200,000 on another car you don't really want, just to get the car you do want a bit quicker.
And you know what though?
Ferrari are happy to help you out.
But it works, and people are doing it. I mean, and I understand why, because this car it's incredible. Like, for an example, I just love those big yellow brake calipers. Of course, they cost extra, but I would go for them.
Yeah.
Just because they look great. And I personally wouldn't go with a black exterior. I do like the black interior. I just love red Ferraris.
Yeah, black gets it dirty quite quickly as well. You notice the stains. But
and you also can't see this car's lines as well either.
Here's the beautiful engine. Now
Ferrari their engines I could just stare at them all day.
They do work hard to make them look as beautiful as possible. Symmetrical,
Right.
They look powerful. You can see inside them all. You can see all the bits and bobs happening.
So
they don't just cover it all up with plastic.
No way. But this is what Ferrari says our twin turbo engines are going to look like, and
well, you can see the big turbos on
look
either
at the
side.
size of them.
Either side of the
And Ferrari told me at Geneva that there is 0 turbo lag in this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
None. They've eliminated it, and that was one of the big concerns with everybody saying, "Oh man, it's going to be turbo lag, and just that torque bend's not going to come in."
Look how that door opens. It hasn't got a dihedral door
or a scissor door like a Lamborghini Huracan.
Does that let it down? Probably not.
No, not really. It's a Ferrari.
Yeah, no, they don't really need to do that.
And now these are Daytona sport seats.
Yeah,
of course, they cost extra. And in fact, having that horse,
yellow horse,
the yellow horse stitched into the seats, that also costs extra too.
Every little detail like that costs more.
Yeah. What do you think of that steering wheel? Because some think it's just really just too busy. It's F1 inspired.
No, I love it. I love that steering wheel. It's awesome.
I know. I think it's something
all those switches on it.
Right. I don't like all the buttons on like a Porsche 911 steering wheel, but on the Ferrari they pull it off.
Yeah, they have.
Because it looks like an F1 steering wheel, and it's the closest thing us mere mortals would get to driving a race car.
Yeah, that's
all right, that is a cool door. I mean, yeah, I know it's not a scissor or dihedral Falcon door, but
yeah, you can,
come on,
it's not such a big deal. It's not a deal breaker.
No. And of course, this is just for 2 passengers. There are no rear seats. If you want something with small rear seats, that's the Ferrari California T.
Or the FF.
Or the FF, of course.
Or the
FF has a couple of big rear seats.
GTC4 Lusso.
Right, that's what they're calling it now.
Yeah,
right.
which is a big meaty V12, but the new one came out on Friday. The T, which has also got this twin turbo V8.
So there you go. You
but
can see
still
more
a lot
evidence.
of money. But yeah, if you want a more of a family Ferrari, if you want to call it,
correct.
They have them now.
But look, based on the sales of the Ferrari 458. The 488, it's
actually,
like this is like their bread and butter.
Look at that! All that stitching stands out from this angle.
Oh, I know.
There's a hell of a lot in the seats.
You're buying a Ferrari. Yeah, I mean everything needs to stand out.
Yeah. You'd spend extra for a yellow tachometer just for matching. Just to look a bit badass. Just so your Ferrari looks a bit different to someone else's.
And that's what's so cool with these cars. Look, you're spending so much money. At least you can go to the automaker and say, "Hey, I want this," and they'll be like, "Sure."
Right.
You want your car to stand out because, like I was saying, the 488 it's a very important car for Ferrari. Like the 458, they sold a lot of the 458s, and they need to sell a lot of these 488s as well.
They won't have any trouble.
No. Oh, check that out. That right in the center where it controls the transmission buttons, where you press reverse, that's all carbon fiber.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Better be.
There's so much carbon fiber here, and this interior, just like the exterior, it's very...
But people expect that of cars of this nature. They expect to go in, where's the carbon fiber? Can I get more carbon fiber? Can I get
carbon
more
fiber.
Stitched leather? They want all that stuff.
Right, but this interior...
What's he doing there? What's happening here?
He's turning a button. This interior it's very much
cool.
Evolutionary from the 458.
Right.
At first, I thought this was literally identical, except that they changed the shape of the air conditioning vents and they just tweaked it a little bit. But as you can see, it's all geared towards the driver.
Sure.
That's everything. Ferrari, the passenger can't even see the infotainment screen because it's right in front of the driver.
Oh, okay.
It's like, Ferrari's saying...
all designed around the driver.
It's like, look, you can go along for the ride, but...
You're not going to have as much
You're not going to have the experience of the driver.
Right.
I mean, you're going to hear that wonderful engine, and as we heard, it sounds great. But there's the infotainment screen.
Okay.
It's decent enough. It's not big, but I like that because this car is all about driving.
You shouldn't be jumping in a Ferrari and trying to work out where you're going with the sat nav. You should just go
drive
wherever the hell you like, or where you know you're going. Concentrate on the drive.
You just go to the best driving road you know of.
Should I turn left here? Just go. Don't even look at the screen.
You go to the best driving road you know of and flog the shit out of it.
Yeah, you don't use this thing for navigation.
No, not at all.
That's a bit ridiculous. Maybe make a phone call.
Just to make a phone call to everyone saying, "Hey, look what I'm doing," and you're not.
Yeah, I'm in the Ferrari.
I'm in a Ferrari. Yeah, how's it going? How's it going behind the desk?
Exactly.
Right. So
people want to know, the 458 got its numbers from being a 4.5 litre V8, hence 458.
Right.
488, it's not a 4.8.
No, it's a 3.9.
So the 488 is a bit confusing.
Right.
And how do they come up with that number?
Each cylinder has 488 cc's.
Ah.
There you go.
There you go. So in case you're wondering.
And the GTB is...
Gran Turismo Berlinetta.
Exactly.
That's Italian talk for coupe. And
Gran Turismo Berlinetta coupe. It's
a Grand
hardtop
Touring coupe.
Right, and speaking of coupes, you can also get this just like the 458 as a Spider. Spider in Ferrari speak is convertible, right? With
so actually, this week in Paris, the LaFerrari Spider, that hasn't been confirmed. The name, so it could be an Aperta. They're saying, which is another, which means open top in Italian. So that's another word. They normally do use Spider for their convertibles.
Spider's fine,
but they might change it. Let's see.
Yeah, there's that whole carbon fibers console there.
Nice.
Oh, that's just a beautiful piece. But actually, just over half of all the U.S. bound 488s are Spiders.
That's about
for
the
same. For the
458,
53% of which going to the U.S. were Spiders.
That's the same then, just over half.
Yeah, meaning Ferrari is saying, look, it's the same pattern here.
Right.
And what's interesting
what
is
would you go for, Spider or a coupe?
I go for the coupe.
You don't like convertibles, do you?
Yeah, no, look. The coupe owners, according to Ferrari, and they're absolutely right, they prefer to... They're the guys who like to drive solo, and they're much more likely to track this thing.
Look, mechanical
well, these are the Daytona sports seats.
Okay.
Right.
They're lighter.
Correct, right.
Geared towards driving it on a track, maybe.
Look, because I like coupes, I want to cut weight whenever possible.
Yeah,
and
keep it light.
This does it. But you got to remember, 488 Spider owners, they prefer to have a passenger, and they like to go for open air driving.
They're more showy, aren't they?
Correct. Yeah. But what's cool is that the 488 Spider is only 110 pounds heavier than this hardtop coupe.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And it has an identical 0 to 60 time of 3 seconds.
So you basically wouldn't notice then.
Right.
Oh, you wouldn't notice.
Weight, no. But again, for the coupe owners, they want to go to the track. They're more interested in the purity of performance.
Is it a lot more money for the Spider? You're paying a lot more?
You're paying a bit more, as always.
Yeah.
And the base price of
this level of car buying,
you don't care about the price. If you can afford, base price $250,000 around there, okay?
Right.
And this car right here with all the added options such as the seats, the sport exhaust, all told $339,000 plus taxes.
Wow.
And those are California taxes.
That's a big load.
That is a chunk of change.
Yeah.
Yes. But a little storage.
Bit of a frunk there.
Frunk, yeah.
As Tesla calls it. Can you get your golf clubs in there?
I'd say so.
Probably just about.
Well, look, they designed it so that you can do that.
Yeah. It's got to have some storage. It's coupe,
of course. And then, of course, if you want to get the custom Ferrari luggage, that they'll be more than happy to sell you.
I definitely would
go for that.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend $339,000 on a car, I want the luggage.
Throw in a Ferrari
as opposed to his ugly camera equipment here.
Actually, look at it. That? No, you can get a fair bit in there.
Yeah, it's pretty...
That gives it a better perspective.
It's fairly deep, yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice front end.
So what do you think this car's competition is? Off the top of your head.
650S, McLaren 650S, Huracan,
Lamborghini Huracan, yeah.
Those are the two main competitors.
Of course. I would also toss the Aston Martin Vanquish in there.
Vanquish, yeah.
Yep. And then there's also the Porsche 911 Turbo S.
That's quite a bit cheaper though, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, just under $200,000. But if you're just going to performance and that comparison, then it's... Look, don't discount the Porsche 911 Turbo S.
Oh, I don't discount it.
That's a hell of a car.
No, I'd put that in that bracket for sure.
Right, and both the McLaren and the Lamborghini are in a very similar price bracket as this, even though I think this is a bit more expensive than the Lamborghini.
I think it's a tad, yeah.
Right.
But you got your Ferrari owners, you got your Lamborghini owners, they're different animals, really. You don't get a lot of cross-competition.
Some people own both.
Right, yeah, you can buy both.
You know, for an example, Jay Leno is a huge Lamborghini guy.
Doesn't own any Ferraris.
Right, and he doesn't own any Ferraris.
Yeah, he doesn't like the service, apparently.
No.
That's what it goes back to, that bad meeting.
Well, neither did Ferruccio Lamborghini, hence he started his own car company.
Yeah, well, Leno doesn't have to start his own car company, does he?
But I love the looks of this. Now, the difference between this and if you compare side-to-side views of the 458 and 488 is you have the two intercoolers above the rear wheels. Those are for the air for the turbos. And I got to like it. At first I didn't. There was more like larger rear humps.
I love the exposed engine though. You can just peep in and have a look at it whenever you want.
That's one of the beauties of the coupe.
Yeah.
So
I think that does win it for me actually now. Having seen that shot of the engine through the glass.
The coupe to me, it's just like more of a pure Ferrari.
Right.
And that's what I would buy.
Yeah,
and overall, it's just a stunning thing. Yeah. So we're out of time for today, everyone. Thanks for watching. Any questions for us, leave them in the comment section, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, everyone. That was cool.